Good morning, grade 9s. Today we will look at the trial balance. What is a trial balance? It is a tabular list of all the general ledger accounts. It has their respective balances and totals, and just like a general ledger, it has two sections, the balance sheet account section and the nominal account section. The trial balance also has two money columns called debit and credit columns. The reason that we draw up a trial balance is because we want to check whether our general ledger is correct. As you know, we use the double entry principle when drawing up a general ledger, meaning that everything we debit we also have to credit something else. So for every debit, there is an equal and corresponding credit. So the trial balance helps us to check whether our debit column equals our credit column. That's what a trial balance looks like. As you can see, we have a balance sheet account section, a nominal account section, there's a debit column, there's a credit column, and the balances once we've added up the debit column and added the credit column, they should equal. When do we draw up a trial balance? You are all familiar with the accounting cycle. Every day we write up our transactions on source documents. We then enter our transactions using the source documents into our journals. Yes, journals called the CRJ and CPJ. From the CRJ and CPJ, at the end of every month, we post our balances and totals to the general ledger. Then at the end of every month, once we've drawn up the general ledger, we then draw up a trial balance to see whether the general ledger is correct. So how do we draw up the trial balance? We know when we draw up the trial balance. Now you need to know how we draw up the trial balance. We use the closing balances and totals from our general ledger to draw up the trial balance. Let me explain how this is done. Right, so we have our general ledger account. This is the balance sheet account section. Our first account is capital. Capital has a reference B1. At the beginning of the month, the 1st of March, we had a balance brought down of 50,000 Rand. We then had a capital contribution of 10,000 Rand, giving us a balance brought down of 60,000 at the end of the month. That 60,000 brought down at the end of the month or at the beginning of the new month is taken to the trial balance under the balance sheet account section, and we then write in 60,000 Rand on the credit side. Just like it is on the credit side of the general ledger, it has to be on the credit side of our trial balance. Our next account is equipment. Also found in the balance sheet account section, we have a balance brought down on the debit side of 15,000 at the beginning of the month. During the month, we bought equipment for 2,500. We found this in the CPJ, and that gives us a balance carried down of 17,500. That balance carried down, we bring down on the 1st of April 2020 on the debit side. We take that balance on the debit side and we put it into our trial balance on the debit side. So now we have equipment on the debit side of our trial balance, and our reference is B2. Here we have a bank account. Our reference is B2. We see that we have a balance brought down at the beginning of the month of 6,500. We received 14,000 Rand. We spent 4,000 Rand, and then we had a balance carried down of 17,000. That balance carried down we have brought down at the beginning of the new month of 17,000. We take that balance from the debit side, and we enter it into our trial balance also on the debit side with a reference of B3. Here we have our trading stock. We take our balance at the end of the month or the beginning of the new month, and we enter it into our trial balance account B4, 36,000 Rand on the debit side. Here's our nominal account section. We have our total brought down for sales of 14,000 at the beginning of the month. We then sold some goods for 7,000 Rand, giving us a total at the end of the month of 21,000 Rand. We take that total from the credit side to the credit side of our trial balance, giving us that 21,000 Rand. Let's just do one more entry for our example. Here we have cost of sales. Cost of sales is an expense. It is the total brought down is on the debit side. We have a total brought down of 7,000 Rand. We sold trading stock at cost price of 3,500, giving us a total brought down for cost of sales on the debit side of 10,500. We then take that entry to the debit side of our trial balance with our reference N2. So, using all that information from our examples, we then total the debit side, which gives us 81,000 Rand, and we total the credit side, and it also gives us 81,000 Rand. If these accounts were entered incorrectly, that would have meant that the general ledger is incorrect and we need to go and make some changes. So we do a trial balance to test whether our general ledger entries are correct or not.